Hey, it is Sue Rogers here from Sue Rogers Unedited. Scooting the mic a little closer. Are you ready for today's topic? Today, we're going to go a little conspiracy theory today. Ooh. If you haven't learned anything by now, know that labeling something a conspiracy theory is an easy cop-out to not really look into the topic and investigate it for yourself. I'm not saying all of them are true, but the track record of many of them over the last 3 years has proven a lot of them to be correct. So here's one I'm going to throw out at you. And you guys, I love diving into conspiracy theories because they're fascinating. Do I believe every little thing about every single one? Probably not, but a lot of them have really good points. So don't just shut information out and say, oh, that's crazy, because that's an easy way to not have to think about it. Think about it. Use your brain. Use some common sense. Let some ideas that are outside of your own penetrate your brain, because you may learn something. You may not change your mind on the topic at all, which is totally okay. But allow yourself to just sit with other ideas and see what you think. So here's one, because, recently, what do I mean recently? All year long, there is crazy shit happening with the weather. There were just the fires in Maui, and there's always hurricanes hitting somewhere around Florida and the Gulf Coast this time of year. California, we have fire season. There's a 5th season of the year now, besides winter, summer, spring, and fall. Fire season is now a thing. I've grown up in this state my entire life. Fire season was not a thing. Which we're not going to get into the fire conspiracy. The one I want to talk about right now, well, I guess it's kind of related, but weather manipulation. It is being done. The government has admitted to weather manipulation. Look it up on the internet for yourself. Okay. I've spent hours and hours and probably way too many hours looking into all of these different conspiracy theories to pinpoint everything that I've read. My job is just to give you some information so you go look into it and look it up for yourself, because that way you might actually believe what you're reading more than you just believe me talking about it. So it's been admitted that they're manipulating the weather. Okay. If so, why are there still hurricanes? Now, Mother Nature is a whole other beast, all in of itself. But if they can really manipulate the weather to control the weather, why aren't they controlling and preventing hurricanes? Or maybe, just maybe, they're creating them. I feel like at any moment somebody's gonna jump out of my walls because they're listening to me and haul me off to the loony bin. If you've read the book 1984, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, please read the book 1984 by George Orwell, because we are living in some straight up Orwellian times right now, and it is freaking scary. Oh my God, my computer just flashed something in the background and I was like, this is it. They're listening. They're gonna catch me. I'm probably low on the radar list, but I'm probably somewhere on that list from the last 3 years. But you guys, if they can manipulate the weather, then why are weather tragedies still happening? Unless they're allowing them to happen or creating them. Now I can hear tons of people that I know immediately going, oh my God, that's so crazy. They would never do that. Why would they do that on purpose? That's the question. why would they do that on purpose? There's many reasons they would do it on purpose. You cause all that kind of destruction and then send in government aid, and then you're like, oh my God, I love the government. They're here to help us and they have our best interests in heart. No. That's not how that works at all. And I am not fully up to date on the latest in Maui, but the fires that have happened over there, our government gave everybody like $700, yet in the meantime approved billions more dollars being sent to Ukraine. We're not even helping our own people, unless they have another agenda as to why they're not really helping our own people. You guys, it's a freaking mess. If you really start going down rabbit holes, they're all interconnected. And it's like some scary shit. Every once in a while, when I start looking into stuff, I have to take like 10 steps back and come out of it and let the information absorb for a while before I can dive back in, because it challenges everything you know, everything you were taught, and yet all of it makes sense. And a lot of it, there's proof that it's actually happening. But so many people, like, it's hard to process that most of what you know or have been taught is not accurate and is not what's really happening. It's awful, you guys. Like, I started really getting into this at the very beginning of lockdown because I had a lot of time on my hands. And man, oh man, like, I literally would find out new information, dive down some rabbit holes, and then have to step away for a few days. And then I'd come back, reassess, regroup, see what I really thought about it and what really sat with me as to whether or not I believed it or not. And then talk to some other people who were farther down the rabbit holes than I was, and just had some conversations with people who wouldn't just shut it all down and think it was crazy, because they've all looked into it too. Yeah. And a lot of times the people who have the more information is because something happened to them personally that caused the mistrust in the system to happen to begin with. And then everything else just kind of falls into place from there. So yeah, conspiracy theories. And that's just touching the surface of the weather manipulation one, because that's nuts. If it is really happening and they can really manipulate things, then why are the horrific, disastrous things still occurring? So I'm going to leave you with that. Hopefully you're still listening and still going to keep following me, because this is not like my everyday topic, but I got to touch on it because it's stuff that fascinates me. And it is Sue Rogers unedited, so it's all topics available at any time. Just kind of freeballing with them, but there you go. All right, like, subscribe, follow on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify. Go follow me also over on Instagram or Facebook at Balanced Day Life, or hit me up on my website, www.balancedaylife.com, and have a good day.